Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Tim Tszyu stops Tony Harrison in 9 rounds. I actually predicted this would end in the 10th, so I was really annoyed because I like to get it right on the round. But nah, this fight followed the pattern of Harrison's previous defeats, because the commentator said that Harrison, in his previous 3 defeats, he's been stopped now 4 times out of 4 defeats, but in his previous 3, he was either level on 1 or 2 of the cards or ahead. And he just seems to run out of steam. And, you know, this was a 9th round TKO. He lost in 11 rounds to Jermell Charlo in the rematch. He won the first fight. 9 rounds. He got stopped in 9, a TKO to Jarrett Hurd. And Willie Nelson stopped him in 9. So the 9th round is really unlucky for Tony Harrison. But this wasn't an exciting fight because it was just, the rounds were just too similar. And Tszyu started off having a look at Harrison. I gave Harrison the first round. I thought the jab won the round. But you know what? For the rest of the fight, the only thing Harrison had to offer was the jab. That was the only thing. And it wasn't stiff enough. He didn't throw it enough. He didn't double up on it. He didn't hang anything off it. There was there was the occasional right hand, right cross coming over. Both fighters, orthodox fighters. Harrison, I think 6'1", 32 years old. Tszyu, he's now 28. I thought he was younger, but he's 28. But he was much shorter. I think he's 5'8", 5'9", something like that. But you wouldn't have known it, because Harrison, the way he hangs that left hand so low. I mean, he flicks the jab from out of the peripheral vision, you know, which Carl Froch used to do. The difference is Carl Froch had a tremendous chin, whereas Harrison doesn't. And you just got the feeling, even though Tszyu was, you know, not throwing many punches himself, you just got the feeling that Harrison was an accident waiting to happen. And I think it was the 3rd round, Tszyu did fire a real sharp right hand that badly shook Harrison, and suddenly he was all over him, and Harrison was, you know, reeling and rocking and landed on the ropes, but he survived the round, and then normal service was resumed. He just went back to those jabs, single jabs, loads of feints, but he wasn't doing anything really, Harrison. And it seemed that Tszyu was just waiting, had no problem with the range. It was a very small ring. Harrison spent a lot of time with his back to the ropes, and Tszyu just was, he was just waiting to land that punch. And he was doing enough to win most of the rounds. I mean, I think I gave Harrison maybe 2 rounds in the whole fight. In the 9th round, the end came. It was Harrison again, you know, he hasn't got the gas tank. He was on the ropes again. Again, most of this fight seemed to consist of Harrison on the ropes and Tszyu putting it on him, just looking for the openings. Whenever he did fire punches, he was hurting him. And in the 9th round, he got Harrison on the ropes, hurt him with I can't remember what the exact combination was, but there was certainly, it was both hands. It was an attack with both hands. There was a body punch or 2 in there. There was a right cross. One of the right crosses had Harrison with one of his arms over the rope, and his head was turned, and the referee could have jumped in then. But it was a consistent barrage over a period of maybe 15, 20 seconds, and Harrison just sank to the floor. He got up. The referee just about made it. The referee had a good look at him, wasn't really sure, and that was that. I mean, the referee said to Harrison, "Step to your left, step to your right." He didn't like what he saw, so he stopped the fight. And yeah, it was definitely a fair stoppage. I don't think Harrison had much left. I don't think he had anything left really. He was in the wars. You could see when he was sitting on his stool afterwards, he was very forlorn, wasn't complaining. He had a swelling under one of his eyes. In the post-fight interview, he said, "Look, the better man won." And he said, "Where do I go from here?" He's only 32, Harrison, but I don't know. All 4 of his defeats have been by stoppage. Early on, you know, he did have sharpness about him. He doesn't look like a shot fighter. He just doesn't. He doesn't seem able to. He hasn't got enough tools in his box. I mean, he can win fights on the jab and with the occasional right cross, the odd hook, and he looks sharp and he feints a lot. He can certainly keep you off balance. And force you to maybe reset a lot. But he just, there's nothing really to him. I always thought he kind of pinched that first Jermell Charlo fight. But in the 9th round, I mean, it was a series. It must have been about 4 or 5 right hands that just battered Harrison. And Harrison, of course, fell back to the ropes again. And like I say, that was uppercuts. There was like 3 or 4 uppercuts in there as well. And it was just, the referee should really have stopped it there and then. He just kind of, it was almost like hammering a nail. He kind of hammered Harrison to the floor. And even though Harrison got up and did what the referee said, he was shaking, his legs looked wobbly, and the ref stopped it. Yeah. So let's move on then. Tim Tszyu against Jermell Charlo. Does he have a chance? I suppose he does. I would make Jermell Charlo a red-hot favourite in that fight. But Tszyu, I just see Charlo outboxing Tszyu. And he's too big, too strong, and he's got too much nous, too many tools in the box. He's not Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison has a very good jab, and that's just about it. There isn't really a great deal else, bar the odd hook or the odd cross. That's his lot. But anyway, it wasn't a particularly exciting fight, but well done to Tim Tszyu. He is now the WBO interim super welterweight champion, because of course we needed an interim champion, didn't we? Or at least the WBO needed another, sanctioning fee. So he's got the belt anyway. But the real champ, of course, is Jermell Charlo. They intend to meet next. And for Tony Harrison, he's got a lot of reflecting to do. Is he going to quit? Maybe. Maybe he'll have one more run. I don't know. Anyway, what did you think of this fight? Did you see it? Leave your comments below. Thanks as always for your time. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you could do that, it'd help us out a great deal. And of course, like the video. Enjoy your Sunday. Well done, Tim Tszyu. Speak soon. Bye for now.